What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to the 8 Gamer Part 2 of 2. So, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video, especially considering the fact that Part 1 was very well received. I thank you guys for that. I honestly thought that the video was probably just going to be like another, regular average, video, and, but no, you guys really, really liked it. I'm glad that you did. And that kind of brings me some hope for when League starts to roll around, which it's currently the 17th as I speak to you, and League is on the 28th, so about a week and a half from now. So definitely going to be doing some of those, considering how much you guys really love this whole, this kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, not wanting to yap off too much, I will go ahead and get this thing underway. So let's begin this. Okay. So here we go, continuing off of part 1. We were last on pair 1 and 2, which was complete nightmare because it was super dry, and I ended up picking up the pitch black because I know it doesn't like react too crazy. And here we begin with Ebony, still using the IQ Tornado Pearl. I'm going to assume she's stuck with that because knowing what happened on lanes 1 and 2, knowing how dry they were, can't really say that I blame her for that. It's a great ball, by the way. Tried it myself, and I think I might, now that I know what layouts work for me and stuff like that, I think I might give the IQ Tornado Pearl another try. But here I am, continuing using the Hustle Wrap, knowing that the lanes are just going to continue to dry up. However, I was a little bit relieved when we moved to 3 and 4 because I knew, based off what the people who were on this pair previously, who are now on 5 and 6, I thought to myself, like, okay, these lanes are not as dry as 1 and 2, so I'm going to have, a lot more hold, and I won't have to be as left. So thank God for that. Oh, and just like I said in part 1, we got another hour ahead of us, so grab your drinks, grab your snacks, whatever you need, because it's going to be quite a long one here. Great way to start off the video, I would say. Game number 5 of 8. All 3 of us strike to begin. Very nice. Max continuing with his original game plan, picking up the phase 3. And I believe that's the IQ Tornado Pro going down the lane again. There's that 10 pin. Looks like she played the right line, but that ball really needed, to hit. So if I were her, I'd pick up the Axiom Pearl again. And if you're wondering, what the heck is this? It's Mountain Dew. And I have a bad habit of chewing on the ice. So if you hear me like chewing on something, it's the ice. Well, hello 9 pin again. How many times have I had some of those already? It's got to be like the 3rd or 4th time already that I've left one of those. Oh, teetering on the brink, living on the edge. And that's why when I pick up my 10 pins, I stay to the very left of the lane, across the lane, because I can't with that. I just can't. Max is 2 for 2. And by the way, speaking of 9 pins, I want to give a little small shout out to Ty Domino Guy, as he left me a comment in the previous video about if, like, I have that issue where I'm leaving a lot of 9 pins and I should make like this thing called a half board move. And at the time of this video, I responded to him about that. At the time that I was at the time of this video, I did not know about half board moves. I only believed in making full one board moves when it came to leaving 9 pins, and yeah, sometime after this is when I realized, making like a half board move can make a big difference. So yeah, but shout out to that guy for pointing that out. And it really does. It does make a big difference. When you leave 9 pins, only move a half a board. It actually does. It actually works. Because you're hitting the pocket and you're only just whiffing by the 9 pin, so that means that you're there, but you just have to make a small adjustment. So, thank you, Ty Domino Guy. I hope I said your name right. Yeah, there's a 7-10, and oh, he got a bounce in there. Meanwhile, Ebony with the washout. Oh, that was unfortunate. Did you guys see that on lane 5? Wow. Very unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure that's not the first time that she did that. I think the last time she left like I can't even remember what it was. I think it was the 1, 2, 4, no. I can't remember, but she did the same thing in part 1 where she got the placement correct, but the pins didn't sweep over and take out the 10. You know what? I think she left the 1, 2, 8, 10. Yeah, I think that's what she left. And then here she leaves the washout, and it just doesn't work. And then I think I picked it up too in part 1. I barely caught the 10. But it seems that my biggest problem was the 9-pin throughout this entire event. And I don't know about you guys, but like I said, it's currently January 17th as I speak to you, and the PBA Players Championship is just gone through its first day, I believe, and Belmo made the show, so I'm kind of happy about that. Obviously, you know me, I'm going to be rooting for him. Brad and Kyle also, they made the show on one of the other regions. I can't remember, but yeah, they both made a 5th and 4th seed respectively, so that'll be interesting. I always dreamed of the day that we could see Brad and Kyle on TV going against each other. It sucks that it has to be with them as 5th and 4th seed. I mean, you'd want to see them as the 1st and 2nd seed. That would always be cool to see, but no, bottom line is at least we get to see it. So yeah, and then of course Belmo is back. The PBA is back. It's great. It's relieving. Love it. Can't wait to see what happens. And you know for a fact that Belmo definitely needs to make up for what happened last year, because in my opinion 2021 has got to be his worst season thus far. I mean, I think he only made one TV show, the Tournament of Champions, and he went up against Francois Lavoie, and he did not do too well. Well, he did okay. I mean, he was... he controlled the first half of the match, and then after that, everything just fell apart in the last couple frames. Oh, Messenger takes out the 10.
Finally, somebody gets into this.
Very unfortunate, though, that he got back-to-back opens in the 3rd and 4th. Meanwhile, clearly you can see that once again, it's happening to me again, where the right lane is the good lane for me and the left lane is the trouble lane, because look at the, let's see, strike, 9-spare, strike, 9-spare, strike. Clear evidence that the left lane is troublesome for me. So I definitely moved more left here, because I knew that the hustle wrap was going to pick up on the friction just a little more than usual. But that right there technically was a bad shot on my part, because I didn't get the ball that much right, and you could see I left the 4, so clear evidence that I went high. I needed to get a little more right than that. So that was a bad shot on my part. But yeah, there I go, continuing with that pattern there of strike 9 spare, strike 9 spare. So far I've been able to keep a clean game while Ebony opened in the 4th and Max with the 3 and 4 open. But he boards back on the strike train. Well, you can see a clear difference between the IQ Tornado Pearl and the Axiom Pearl based on what happened there. That ball really picks up a little earlier, and it's a lot stronger. You could see it had a lot of heavy roll right there. That was really nice. Smart change on her part as well. That IQ Tornado Pearl didn't really need to be seen on this pair, considering the fact that it wasn't as dry as like it was on lanes 1 and 2. See what I mean? Right lane is the good lane for me. And Max leaves a 9 as well. How about that? So one big thing that I took from this event was I need to pay more attention because I need to know how to make the right moves because clearly I was not making the right moves, and I also need to keep a much cooler head because there were times in here where I knew what to do, but I was making bad shots because I was just not there. So. Here we go on the trouble lane again. Oh man, that's one great way to kill that clean sheet there. But you can see how hard that hustle wrap just came around the corner. So that's how you know there's some a little more friction on the left than there is on the right. Oh, but take a look at this. I think it's right here. Yeah. Okay, I leave the big 4. Obviously, I'm not going to make it, but... Oh, imagine if I'd have made that. Just imagine. That was crazy. Usually, like, when you leave a 7-10 or something like that, you always think in the back, like, somewhere in your mind, like, you're thinking, maybe I'll get a lucky bounce. And with this one, I was thinking, nah, that's gone. I was never thinking maybe a bounce, but and then look what happened. I actually almost had it. Making the big 4 is no easy task. I say the same thing about the Greek church. But meanwhile, look at Max right here. Check this out. Makes his split, so that indeed confirms that every single person on this in this pair, all 3 of us, we made splits. See, Ebony made the, I believe, the 5-7. I can't remember, but it was in part 1. She made it on lane number 2 right there, just to the left of us. I made, let's see, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the, nice strike there. I made the 3-4-7, I believe. And then Max just made that, so we all made a split. That's nice. But he has this left lane figured out, unlike me. And it sucks because I have to end on that left lane. Yeah, the reaction is correct. Hallelujah. Amen. I finally struck on the left lane. You got to give her credit for trying to play those kinds of lines. I mean, that's a tough line to play when you're going literally directly to the pocket and like not down and in, but literally directly at the pocket because your room, the amount of room that you have to mess up is very, very narrow. I mean, you can see there. She obviously, I don't know what. Well, you can see she missed to the right, and it didn't get to the pocket, and oh man, left the split there. I knew that wasn't gonna. My luck on the left lane wasn't gonna last, but yeah, she literally has to be like super accurate when playing that line because I mean. That shot that she made, that's one example of why she didn't get that ball left enough, and it went towards the 3-6, and then a little too much to the left, and she could go through the nose or cross over or something. There's only one way when you're playing that line. See, there you go. That was nice. Brilliant. All 10 back. So yeah, I finished with a with a 192. And I think Ebony finished with the 187. I forgot to add the strike in there on the 10th, but yeah, not really a great start for us. And if my memory doesn't fail me here, I think that is the worst of our scores. Let me have a look here. Like all three of us combined. I'm not saying like this is the lowest scores for all of us, but like I'm saying like all of us combined, I think this is probably our worst. Let's see, this is game 5. Yeah, I think it's safe to say. So yeah, unfortunately the camera turned off when that happened, so I didn't capture that, but trust me when I tell you, trying to manage the camera while you're bowling is no easy task. I mean, you'd think it'd be easy, but it really isn't. I mean, you constantly have to keep your eye on the camera, making sure it doesn't lose its focus and go blurry. You constantly have to keep watching the timer to make sure because the camera will stop recording on its own because it can only, I don't know what it is with this camera. I don't know if I can mess with the settings or something, but like this camera in particular only records in okay, because you see this camera, you can switch the quality settings, and I have this camera set to the highest setting, which is 1080p, and because of that, it brings down the amount of time of which you can record. So this thing literally records in 15, 16-minute intervals. So yeah, after 16 minutes, the camera just stops recording, and then you have to click the button again to start recording again. So yeah, you constantly have to have your eye on the camera to make sure all these things don't happen. Meanwhile, you're trying to keep your mind on bowling. It ain't no easy task, but somehow I managed to do it. And I know some of you may be thinking, well, why don't you just like get somebody to help you? Sorry, I'd rather not. And for good reason. So here we go on game number 6 now. So far I started off with the strike, and if I'm not mistaken, this was probably the best pair, if I had to say. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was this game or game 7, but we're going to find out right now. Because I know for a fact that this pair was not dry at all. It was a little worn out, but it wasn't like super dry and like difficult for us. So yeah, I struck on the left lane, so I knew like I had like that clear picture of what to do on the left lane, and then the right lane, as usual, being the easy one for me. And don't laugh at me, but I swear to God, after that shot, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I have the clear picture. I think if I don't screw this up, if I keep a cool head and I, stick with whatever up here, if I stick with whatever it is that and I'm doing, and I don't let it get away from me, I don't let anything distract me, I think I can shoot a perfect game. I was actually thinking that because I saw perfectly what happened on the left lane and what happened on the right lane. I had the clear picture, and I'm thinking, okay, don't screw this up and you will shoot a perfect game. I actually had that in the back of my head. I didn't think I'd ever be at a point where I'd be good enough to say something like that. See what I mean? Perfect, no problems. The ball held at the right time. I placed it on the right path that I wanted it to. It didn't overhook. There wasn't any dry patch like all the other friggin' left lanes. And we start off strong with the 3-bagger in game 6. And to prove further that this pair was really, really nice, Ebony and Max, both after, sparing in the first, they strike in the second and third, and then I believe that's a ball change. Yeah, that's the astrophysics. Look at that. 3-bagger. So they're starting off pretty good themselves. This is clearly a good pair. So that's where we really have to take advantage and score high here. Yeah, I love the astrophysics. Great ball, and I say that because I shot 300 with it myself. And I was thinking there, like, uh-oh, I got it a little too right. But luckily, it recovered, came back, and I still struck. And now I have an opening 4-bagger. Meanwhile, Max also matches Ebony with the 3. Very nice. I'm telling you, this is a high-scoring pair right here. And if you look, actually, that's 9 strikes in total between all of us. Make that 10. Ain't that crazy? This is awesome. This is great. This is what we were looking for this entire time. This is what should have been happening. And then I think, let's see, I don't remember what happens here. I can't lie, I think I got nervous right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Messed up on my release, and I didn't get enough on it, and it didn't, you could see it didn't recover, and I split. I can't lie. I mean, you can't see it, but I was a little bit livid over that. Because I felt like this was the one. I mean, I had the clear picture, I knew what to do, and I just screwed it up. Oh yeah, and I decided to do that. It almost worked. It almost worked. Maybe if I'd have been a little bit more to the right. I figured, what the hell, I'll just go for it. Usually when it comes to these types of situations, you want to play it safe. Don't be an idiot. I chose to be an idiot, and I still got the count, but, If I didn't open in the 5th, it would have been 12 straight strikes between us. But of course, I screwed it up. I could have had 6 in a row. Oh, I think that's yeah, dang it. I give credit to the pros and anybody who's good at spare shooting because, you know, I will admit my spare shooting is never that good in league or in tournaments compared to practice. Like when I'm in practice, I feel like everything is clicking. Like I can do anything out on these lanes. But when it comes to tournament stuff, man, I get nervous and my spare shooting is off. And I don't know what it is with me, but I guess you could say I suffer from a bad case of the nerves, and I really, really want to be able to overcome that. They say that being nervous is good though, because it means that you want it. So for me though, it doesn't feel that way at all. And there we go, back to the recurring theme of the left lane being the lane that causes me problems. Woo! Skinny jeans. And they only just fit. Ooh, that sucks. Man, that's insane. That's honestly insane. Like he had a 290 max score and it dramatically dropped to a 269 just because of that. Isn't that crazy? That's why the sport is so brutal. One little mistake can cost you so much. Speaking of costing so much, did you guys see what happened to Kevin Williams? Man, that was so unfortunate. For those of you who don't know, he was on the PBA Players Championship qualifying, and I believe he needed to like strike in order to make the TV show, and he ended up leaving a 9-pin, and he was super pissed. It's on social media. You guys could check it out. I don't know if he uploaded it on his IG or not, but man, that was so unfortunate. That hurts. That hurts right here, you know? And I almost left a 9-pin right there. You guys saw that. That was a close call. What the heck is that leave? Is that a 6 and a 9? I mean, I can understand the 9 staying there, but why is the 6 there? Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Come on. Well, that keeps her 247 max score alive. Ho ho. To hell with the left lane. Damn. Slapping those 10. All 10 of them just disappear. Oh, no, not again. Oh, not this time. Went Brooklyn, but they didn't all fall back. Oh, light mixer. Well, it didn't occur to me that I'm on the right lane for this one, so thank God for that. I don't want to be on the trouble lane. Keeping my 245 max alive. Another good shot, I would say. Yep. Gotta love the right lane. That seems like a good one. Ah. Went a little more towards the 3, and she leaves the 10. So yeah, she finishes it out with the 225. And me, on the other hand, I can't really remember what happens here. Do I strike out? Do I not? I don't know. But this, I think, is my highest. I don't think it's my highest, actually. Let me see. But the question is, do I put all 10 back? Yes, I do. Back 5 to close it out. How nice. So looking at the result here, that is my second highest. My first time. Oh, fought off a goalpost. The luck. My second highest was actually the 248 that I got in part 1. So, a little known fact for you, and this is not a good one for me, but a little known fact for you, that 248 I believe is now like my highest sanctioned score, like in league and tournament combined. I think 248 is my highest, and that's actually kind of sad considering what I've done in practice. So. Trying to break records and make history in tournaments or league is tough stuff. Yeah, he fell off on that shot, but I end up walking away with the highest score in that pair, 245. But we all did great, all things considered. I mean, 225, 234, 245, I think that's the best all three of us did combined. Not one of us, flopped. Like where, I can't remember where it was. I think it was in part 1 where Max, you guys saw, made a run for 300, and I think he left the 9th pin or something in the 9th. I can't remember. And meanwhile, me and Ebony scored really, really low. So, yeah. Finally, a game where we all finished pretty good. Not one of us slipped. It's always nice to see. But here we go for game 7. Getting close to the end here. Continuing to stick with the same ball. The hustle wrap. Oh, man. It looked like it was going to hook just a little bit more towards the head, but it didn't. It held just right. And it didn't occur to me that astrophysics actually almost looks like my hustle wrap. And we all start with the strike again. Fell off on that shot, but she still got it. Oh, that looked pretty good. I didn't know what I was thinking in this moment, but 300 was definitely not on my mind. I think at this point it was like, I think I was thinking, okay, the lanes definitely have to be pretty dry by now. But that hustle rep was handling it quite well. Ah, that went high. Yeah. When you hit the pocket real good, but something decides not to fall. Gotta love when that happens, huh? Oh, that's right. I missed that one. Shoot. I remember that I missed the 7 pin, but I didn't remember where it happened. But now I know it was here in 7. Very unfortunate. Oh, she got lucky there. I think the 5 or the head pin fell down. Let's see if the left lane is indeed going to give me trouble like it has been. Yeah, it is. I guess it is. So it looks like I'm joining Max in the 710 club. That's fun. Man, that's just horrible. Now, I know what you were probably thinking on that one. No, it wasn't even close. Are you kidding me? Well, now. The 710s have come to say hello today. So it looks like Ebony's the only one remaining clean here. So as they are still in the 260s, I'm down in the 240s because of the back-to-back opens in the 3rd and 4th. Terrible shot. And make that another open. Good Lord. I knew I wasn't going to get lucky with that a second time. Because I believe in part 1, I did have to convert that. I don't even know what that was. The 1, 2, 4, I think. And I got it, but only just. we all know that in order to make it, you have to place the ball perfectly in between the 1 and the 2 and just let the ball do the rest. Either that or the other way, which is like place the ball in front of the in front of the 1, or like on the right side of the 1, should I say, and then like just let it hit the other 2 like friggin' dominoes. That's another way you can do that. Yeah, but the first time I did that one, which was in part 1, I admit I got really lucky that something came back and clipped the 4-pin. But it didn't happen this time. Aw, chopped on it. That's gotta hurt. Well, well, well. How many 9-pins is that now? Like 4, 5? Man, that's just horrible. The fact that like I don't even think I had to spare a 10-pin at all this entire event, but the 9s, man. Ain't that crazy? You know, that is actually pretty crazy. I mean, now that I think about it, I don't think I ever had to spare a 10-pin at all, thank God. What's that about? Yeah, so it is at this point where I cannot screw up anymore. Or that's going to be an under 200 game. Oh, and there's the under 200 game right there. Ouch. That should have been easy stuff. What happened there? This one is pretty embarrassing and pretty annoying because, I mean, technically this pair it wasn't even anything like, you know, difficult. There weren't like dry patches that made it difficult to find the pocket. There was nothing wrong with this pair. I mean, yeah, it was a little dry, but you know, it wasn't like lanes 1 and 2 where it was seriously dry. So yeah, it's quite irritating that I didn't, you know, capitalize on that. And would you look at that? There's the 9-pin again. Wow. I should have done better, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know what came over me on this one, honestly. But that's pretty bad. The fact that I could only walk away with 194. I don't even know what I got in the 9th and 10th on this game. I hope it's not worse than what it is now. Messed up on that one, but I got it because the right lane has got my back. Meanwhile, the left lane is just giving me the middle finger all the way to the end. And I think I have to finish on the left lane, actually. Well, that should be interesting to see. What the heck is going to happen to me on that left lane for the 10th? Three in a row. You know, one thing I do have to mention is that Max really took advantage of this entire event because in past 8 gamer tournaments, let's see, I think I've done 3 of them, and so is he. All the ones that I've been in, he's been in those too. And the other ones that I did off camera, he didn't really do that well. I did better than he did by a lot. And then here we are in this one. This is the third 8 gamer that I was in, I believe, and this is his third as well. And he did, I believe, he did better than me. And I think he really took advantage of the fact that there weren't a lot of people. Remember, like I mentioned in part 1, there's only 20 people here, and there wasn't a whole lot of traffic, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, I mean, the lanes didn't really break down as badly as they did in the previous tournament. It was terrible. And yeah, I think he really took advantage of that because you could see he's just doing it, you know. And technically, I should have done the same, considering the lessons I learned from the previous tournament. And whoa, right on the edge there. But yeah, I mean, taking what I learned from the previous tournament, I felt like I was going into this one thinking I was going to do a whole hell of a lot better. And then when I had heard that only 20 people, including myself, 20 in total were in this one, and there was only going to be 3 people to every single pair, I was thinking, oh, let's go. This is going to be an easy one. But I didn't take advantage of that. But hey, nice to know I could finish off and make the back 4. And strike out in the 10th on that left lane. Meanwhile, Max keeping that 234 alive. Still keeping that 234 alive. And again, I don't know if I said this in part 1, but I do think that it's pretty impressive that he packed very light and he managed to inflict a lot of damage. Because remember, all he packed was a spare ball. I mean, I'm sure he probably packed more bowling balls, but all he used for this entire thing was his spare ball, of course, to pick up his spares. And look at that, back 6. That phase 3, like for 90% of the whole thing. And then the only time he picked up something different was when we were on lanes 1 and 2 for game 4. He picked up the pitch black because there was a lot of friction. So I think it's pretty impressive that he managed to do that. Like I said, this kid really took advantage of the of this one, considering the way this situation panned out. Not very many people, not a lot of traffic. The lanes didn't really break down as badly as they did. So here we go, last game. Continuing to stick with the hustle wrap, because knowing that the lanes are indeed drying up, it's all I got because it's the weakest ball in the bag. Well, not including the pitch black and the spare ball, but this is like the weakest ball that I have. It's the one that goes the longest and hooks the least. But even then, it still looks like a hook monster because of how all these lanes are starting to break down. But it's nice to know that my spare game wasn't too terrible. I was a little concerned about that because if there's one thing that I really messed up on in the previous tournament was my spares. I missed so many easy spares. Max falling off on that shot, but he still gets the strike. But yeah, I missed a lot of easy spares. I mean, I left a lot of 10s, missed them. I did pick a couple of them up, but the main thing is that I missed quite a bit of 10 pins. I missed a lot of 3-6-10s. I missed 9s. Yeah, I fell apart. I was doing good for the first 5 games. I was averaging 225, and then I fell apart in the last 3 because the lanes break down. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to make the moves, or how much of a move to make, what type of ball. The arsenal that I had brought was not a good arsenal. Like the weakest thing in my bag, I think, was like a trend. Yeah, a trend. Because obviously you guys know that ball has a pearl cover. It gets down there pretty long, but still gets you still get a good amount of hook off the back. But still, I had it all wrong, and because of that, I paid for it big time. But yeah, here I go into the last game, starting off pretty slow, I guess. Back-to-back spares, while Ebony and Max open with back-to-back jabs. So Ebony with 3, Max with 2, me with none. Hoping that I could get something now. I went a little soft on that release, but I still got the strike. 3 in a row. Oh, man. So one big thing that I'm glad about when it comes to these things is that at the end of every tournament, I actually walk out of it learning something. You know, uh, and because of that, I feel like I get a lot better, and for the next one. And um, the evidence that I have to prove that is that all right, the first tournament that I ever did. Um, I have the results on my Instagram. If you want to find the post on how I did there, I averaged like 206, which is pretty good considering the fact that it was my very first tournament ever of any kind. Um, Not including leagues or anything like that. Of course, I'm talking about like tournament. Yeah, I averaged 206, which I gotta say not bad. And then for the next one, I kept in mind what happened in the first tournament. Like I said, I took like a lot from the first one. I learned a lot of lessons, and I felt like I was walking into this one feeling a lot better. I knew, okay, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that, and I improved a little bit. I averaged 207, and then here we are in this one, and again, more lessons learned, and things that I should avoid doing. I felt like I knew how to make better ball choices, because after what happened in the second tournament that I did, I realized the ball choices were not terrible, but still could have been a whole hell of a lot better, and that's why I went with what I went with for this one. Because you can see, like, I went with the spare ball. I didn't pack urethane in the previous tournament. I did for this one, the hustle wrap, and then I went a step up and went for a phase two. Step up from that was the nuclear cell, and the step up from that was the flux. So I felt like, I've gotten a lot smarter with, like building the arsenal for these sort of things. Learning how to like pay more attention to watching ball motion, when to make the moves, how much of a move to make. I still kind of got to work on that a little, but after this event, I walked out of there feeling like, okay, now I feel like I can do this a lot better now, so that I won't leave 9 pins and stuff like that. So, yeah. I think when the next 8 gamer rolls around, I feel like I'm going to do a whole hell of a lot better than I did in this one. And I'm glad that I keep improving by the tournament. Like, see, tournament number 1, 206 average. Tournament number 2, 207 average. Tournament number 3, which is this one, I averaged 210. So I'm glad that I'm able to pick up on that, and I'm not like blind, if you know what I mean, and just like, I don't learn anything and I just go in there, I do this, and then I get out. So I'm glad that I actually like, pay attention and actually learn things. So as we get halfway through the last game, oh, nice. Uh, spare, back-to-back spares for me in the first and second, followed by a 3-bagger, very nice. Ebony with 3, and then 2 going in the opposite direction. So 3 jacks, 2 spares, and then back on the strike train in the 6. Meanwhile, Max with 3 strikes, a spare, and then a strike. Very nice. That was unfortunate. But that one was my fault. Wow. That one was left to target, but it held. Very nice. seems like a good one. Yes, it is. Haha. All right. Looks like this game number 8 is gonna close out on a high note. So, as we are getting closer to the finish, I guess the one question that comes up here is, what did I learn after this tournament? Uh, I learned about half-board moves. Thanks again, Thai Domino Guy. I learned about paying better attention to ball motion. I was nervous here in this one, but like not to a point where it was I was letting it get to me and I was letting it completely screw up my game. Otherwise, my scores would have been a whole hell of a lot worse. Uh, but yeah, I learned to pay attention to the ball motion a lot better because I admit I wasn't really paying that good attention to watching my ball go down the lane. I mean, look at all the 9 pins. Look at all the all these things. Uh, Definitely learned how to keep everything up here. Um, I got to keep a better grip on things, I guess, because you could see I had a fair share of shots that I made that were really bad. Yeah, uh, definitely. I feel like I know now because of the whole half board move thing. I feel like I am a lot more solid on. Oh, unfortunate spare miss there. I feel like I'm a lot more solid on making moves now, and also paying attention to ball motion. So. I feel like with those two things, I can really walk into another one of these tournaments and do a whole hell of a lot better with those two things. In terms of arsenal building, at the time of this, I felt like I did pretty good, but I feel like I could have done a little better. However, I don't know what I would do different. Like, I swear for the next tournament, I feel like I would still walk in with the spare ball, pitch black, the hustle wrap. That phase 2 is gone. I probably could substitute that with something else, but the flux and the nuclear cell would definitely stay in the bag. Maybe I'd take the Omega Crux, seeing how good it is working for me. I'm not sure, but like I feel like now because I understand myself what layouts work, what bowling balls work, and I've actually built a much better arsenal. Since this last tournament, I feel like because I will admit before this tournament, I was thinking to myself, what should I take? I'm not sure. And now, like, if here we are now, and if we were to do this tournament again, I feel like I know exactly what I would need without even having to think twice about it. Yeah, I mean, uh, also, I made a change to my shoes as well. That's another thing because obviously I fell off on a lot of my shots, and part of that reason was because of the slide pad and the sole or whatever it's called. No, the heel. I made a change to the heel on all of my bowling shoes. I can't remember what it was that was on the bottom of this shoe, but it's the one that comes with the shoe when you buy it. I now have an H1 sawtooth heel, I think that's what it's called, and that allows for like maximum braking because one of the problems that I had that I didn't realize, especially at the time of this video, was that I would slide way too much, and that is not good for me because you see, look at that, see. I realized that I need to brake a lot quicker so that way I don't fall off on my shots because like I said, the problem that I have is when I am just about to release the ball, I'm still kind of sliding a little bit, and that is why I'm falling off of my shot. So I realized, okay, I need something that's going to help me come to a stop quicker, and that's why I changed to that H1 sawtooth heel, or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's been fixed, and yeah, I learned a lot, and I'm glad that I'm like, learning all these things. I want to become better, and I'm glad that I'm not like, you know, just walking into these things and then I walk out not learning a damn thing. So as we get to the 10th now, I have a 212 max. Luckily, I managed to keep it alive. Ebony has a 192 as she spares that 9 pin. 9 pins have been occurring a lot more than the 10 pins here. Meanwhile, Max has a 210. The question is, will he be able to keep it after this 10th frame? So I'd say not bad, but could have been better, honestly. I'm sure there's more that I could have learned here, but that's all I can think of at the moment. But hear me right, I can tell you right now, if there is going to be another tournament, I hope Mike makes another one. He hasn't updated me on anything. The last one that he was going to have was in December, but he canceled it because, which makes kind of some sense because lack of entries, I guess. December is a very busy month for all of us. The kids are all out of school, so yeah, it kind of made sense as to why he canceled that one. And there hasn't been anything else since, and we are already halfway through January, so. But I hope he does make a next one, and mark my words, for this next one, I definitely feel like I'm going to be walking into this next one with a lot more confidence because of everything that I've learned, and I just feel like a much better bowler now than I did then. So yeah, I finish off with the 202. Unfortunately, you didn't see that because again the camera cut off. But Ebony finishing with the 192, while Max, I guess, finishes with the 199. I'm not sure. We're about to find out right now. But that's it. That's how I did. So I think I'm about to have the results pull up right here. I think I added them at the end. I'm not sure. Let me see. Okay, here goes Max with the final shot and 198 to finish it out. So there you go. That is how I did and how the people on this pair did with me. Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'll have the results come up here in a bit. Okay, here they are. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of myself here. Okay, take a look. So here are the results for you. You guys can go ahead and pause the video if you want to take a look at this. You don't have to because I'm going to have it on here for a little bit. But yeah, Ebony managed to get 8th. Her lowest being 178, I believe, and her highest being let's see, I think 236 with the 1,617 total. Not bad. I finished only just above her with my highest game being that 248 and my lowest being 178, and I managed 1681. I still have yet to get past 1,700, which was kind of one of my goals. But I didn't do it, which I'm kind of a little irritated by that. I'll tell you why in a moment. And then Max, obviously, finishing the highest of the three of us, obviously making that run at 300 with the 266 in the third, and then his lowest being the 190 in the fifth. And he passed 1,700. He got 1,757. Very nice. So in the end, I actually did improve compared to the last event where I told you I averaged 207. If you do the math and you divide all this by 8, I actually averaged 210. So I did improve based on the last one. However, the reason I was a little irritated after this event was because, like I said, there weren't a lot of people. This was all the entries, 20 people. There wasn't a lot of traffic. The transition wasn't as bad, or the breakdown, I guess you can call it. It wasn't as bad. So technically, I should have taken advantage, and I should have done far better than the 210 average, but I didn't. And uh, yeah, I mean, I feel like I should have done a whole hell of a lot better than this, but at least I didn't like do any worse than the previous event that I did. So, in the end, I'm okay with this, but not like completely okay with it. But there you guys go. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And Now that I know that it's clear that you guys like to see things like this, I will try my best to do more of these. And you know what? Big thanks to Mike Romero for letting me know about these tournaments. And you know, I really hope that he does do another one. And because these things are a lot of fun. Believe me, I'm so glad that I decided to do it. I was skeptical at first, but then I thought, you know what? Screw it. I gotta put my foot in the got to get my foot in the door somehow, and I felt like this was a great way to do it. So there you guys go. That was my run at the Morgan Hill 8 Gamer. Hope you guys enjoyed. Now I guess we wait for League on the 28th of January. I'll definitely be doing some of that for you guys since it's clear this is what you guys like to see. So yeah, I'm Frank the Tank. That was it. Morgan Hill 8 Gamer Part 1 and 2 done. I'll catch you guys in the next one.